With some broken memories flashing through her mind, the woman wakes up in a chair. She doesn't know who she is or why she's here. Confused and scared, she walks out the door. At that moment, a car pulls into the community and a man in a red hoodie steps out, wearing a strange symbol. Before the woman can say anything, the man opens the trunk and pulls out a gun, pointing it at her. Instinctively, she runs. Pedestrians suddenly gather around, coldly following this panicked woman. When she asks for help, people around her stay silent, only filming her with their phones. The woman doesn't care about these strange onlookers. She keeps running and finally spots a camel girl. But when the girl hears the woman's cry for help, she gets ready to leave with her friend Damien before they can drive off. The tire bursts from a shot fired by the man in the hoodie. The three of them rush into a shop in panic. The two of them are obviously unhappy with the woman suddenly joining them. But now they have no choice but to escape first.
I'm gonna smash the lock off that door, you help him with that guy.
But the woman is so terrified when she sees the door open. Instead of helping Damien, she runs out with the camel girl. It isn't long before a shot rings out. Damien stumbles through the back door, falling to the ground. The man in the hoodie follows. The crowd gathers around again, filming Damien's dead body. Under the camel girl's lead, the two escape the man in the hoodie's clutches. At the back door, they run into another pair of masked hunters. They hide behind the wall without being detected. Then they manage to escape to an abandoned house. The girl explains everything to the woman. After the woman wakes up, the symbol she saw turns out to be able to make people abnormal. Some have become cold, detached bystanders, while others have turned into ruthless hunters.
They seemed normal to begin with, but then they realized they could do what they wanted. They started taking stuff, making cars because they could, doing what they like, and not just with things, with people. It got worse and worse. And now they've got an audience.
The woman and the camel girl must be careful. If anyone films them and uploads online, the hunters will find them. Now, they just need to reach the White Bear transmission station, shut down the transmitter. People will go back to normal, and they'll be safe. But when the woman hears White Bear, she's flooded with memories of the little girl. When she just woke up downstairs, she saw a photo frame inside as a picture of her with a photo of a little girl tucked beside it. She thinks the girl is her daughter, but every time she thinks about the little girl, she gets really bad headaches. Onlookers are back outside the window. The woman's confusion and anger hit their peak. She runs outside to confront the onlookers.
What's your problem? Huh? You want something to look at? Because I'll give you something to look at.
We have to get out
No,
of
I
here.
want to talk to them.
She grabs a brick and attacks them. As the woman picks up a phone they left, the camel girl pulls out a stun gun from her bag, telling the woman to stop looking at it. The signals on the screen might affect her, but out of intense curiosity, she looks down anyway. At this time, the masked people arrive again and the two are forced to run for their lives. A van suddenly appears on the road. The man inside saves them. They go to the woods, but before they can say much, the man suddenly pulls out a gun.
Run and I'll shoot you in the back.
Under his threat, he made the woman wear a ski mask with a white bear pattern. Being visually covered enlarged her fear. All she could do is put her hand on the camel girl's shoulder and follow her. The girl and the woman are taken to a spot in the woods. It looks like an execution ground. There, people who have been tortured hang from trees while onlookers still film with their phones. As the man brags on the phone to his partner, the camel girl seizes the chance to escape. The woman, unable to fight back, becomes the man's target. He ties her to a tree stump, pulling out a drill.
Oh, mama.
The woman screams in the forest, but don't stir any sympathy from the onlookers.
What I'm gonna do here, darling, is just gonna push you straight to you.
The camel girl comes back and saves her. It looks like her main character's energy still works. Before the woman could react to the shock, the girl has urged her to hurry up and run. Onlookers begin to gather around the man's body to photograph him. The hunter has noticed the two running away and came after them with a knife. They rush to the car before the hunter catches up with them. Drive to the White Bear transmission station, but as they get closer, the woman feels an overwhelming sense of dread. Her mind keeps warning her not to go in. Yet, with the camo girl leading her, they enter the station. All the screens are filled with the same familiar symbol. The camo girl pours the prepared gasoline on the equipment of the transmission station. But just then, the masked man shows up. The girl threatens them holding a lighter.
Get back!
The two confront each other. The hunter suddenly steps forward and cuts the girl with her knife. Seeing the camo girl in danger, the woman gathers her courage, grabs the hunter's gun and fires. Suddenly, the walls of the station open. The audience claps loudly and bright lights flood in. Before the woman can react, she's strapped to a chair by three people. The camo girl, who had been screaming in pain earlier, now stands in the back normally. The audience continues to cheer. The man who had been killed in the forest steps onto the stage, telling the woman's story to her. Turns out her name is Victoria. She and her fiancé Lane kidnapped a neighbor's daughter Jemima. Lane killed Jemima, then discarded her body in the woods. Jemima's white teddy bear was found and became the only clue. The white bear became the symbol of the crime. The strange symbol is actually Ian's tattoo. After they were caught, the police found Victoria had filmed the brutal murder. Lane ended himself in prison, so Victoria had to face the crowd's rage alone. Victoria is then put into a transparent car and taken down the road to be paraded. She is treated like a caged animal, suffering fear and pain. People on the road are throwing things at her angrily. To punish her for filming the girl's death, she is made to relive the girl's terror and despair. Victoria is brought back to the room where it all began to experience the never-ending torment again and again. This time loop will never end. Life reset button, more like regret button to her. She's stuck in this nightmare of being hunted forever. Though she begs the man to kill her, he still places a memory-erasing device on her head. Turning on the TV shows the girl's final moments. Her screams fill the room as she struggles in the chair. Meanwhile, the crew downstairs sets up for the next performance. When it's all over, the man crosses off the day on the calendar. To him, it's just another ordinary day because this is White Bear Justice Park, where visitors come every day. Victoria is reliving a crime, but they're just vibing. Here justice becomes a TikTok trend. He is going to talk to the tourists about the cautions as usual. The only difference is today he's going to remind the tourists to keep their distance from her because she threw a brick at the tourists yesterday. Victoria, tortured by pain and with her memory erased, wakes up again to relive it all. But when the tourists film her in her helpless and despairing state, this justice has already lost its meaning. The story ends here. When someone commits an unforgivable crime, should they be thrown into this time loop to repeatedly endure the pain of torture? When this kind of technology becomes real, would you support such a form of punishment being put into practice?